One day, before New Year's, Nar's parents took his grandmother to the hospital. Nar's father told him to take care of the animals. The next day, Nar spent the entire day building a snowman. He used a carrot for Snowman's nose, a watermelon peel for his mouth, onions for his eyes, and potatoes for his ears. Upon returning home, Nar fell asleep right away. Hungry and thirsty, cow, goat, and lamb cried out. Nar remained deep asleep. Then, something incredible happened. Nar's snowman blinked its eyes and started to move. It approached the noisy cow. "Hey, cow, I'll give you my carrot nose and onion eyes. Please stop crying." Snowman also offered food to goat and lamb. "Hey, goat, eat my potato ears." Lamb, I can give you my mouth. It's made of watermelon peel. After giving away his mouth, Snowman could no longer speak. Lastly, Snowman melted his body to make a pool of water for the thirsty animals. As Lamb looked at the pool, he said, "We should restore the snowman to what it was. We can't let such a good snowman disappear." Cow and Goat agreed. Awakened Nar. Still drowsy, Nar came out to the yard and learned about the story of the snowman. He was so ashamed of himself for having fallen asleep. Nar and the animals began to rebuild the snowman. They picked a carrot for his nose, onions for his eyes, potatoes for his ears, and of course, they used a watermelon peel for his mouth. Snowman blinked his eyes and was awake again. Nar and the animals gave Snowman a gentle hug. "You are a snowman, but your heart is very warm." As the new year passed, spring came. Little by little, Nar's body began to melt away. So Nar and the animals took Snowman up to a mountaintop. Snowman waits on the mountaintop, where he will not melt until he meets Nar and his animal friends next winter.
Waters, animals, and birds were formed by our Creator. And when all was in place, the image of the human began in the Creator's mind. In preparation, the Creator sent a teacher, a big brother, to guide the humans, because humans are frail. This teacher is called by many names. The Ininu call this teacher Wasagachak. One day, Wasagachak noticed that it was raining hard. The waters of the rivers and lakes rose until only a small island remained. Let's
Try your best.
We're all gonna die! What will we do without it? I don't know what we're gonna do.
Who else can swim?
The cake swims so fast,
And they kicked off down, down, down,
down, but the cake came on without mud.
without mud.
What can we do?
We need land.
How will we survive?
We
What
can't
will
live off
we
of the
eat?
sea.
We need land. Without land, we can't get land.
All right. We need land. Send me, piped the muskrat. Send me, but you're so little, so little. Little muskrat dove down, down, down. Watch us go dove down, 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 down. But they came back up without blood.
Too little.
Let me try again. Checked the muskrat.
Are you sure?
Little muskrat dove down, down, down. Watch us dove down, down, down. But they came back up without blood. One more time, panted the muskrat. You're going so deep. I'll tie a line to your tail. Watch us dove down, down, down. Little muskrat dove down, 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 down. Watch us dove down, 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 down. The line pulled down,
The line has stopped.
Stopped? What do you mean it stopped? Why did it stop?
Where are they okay?
Pull up the line. There's muskrat.
all found their place. To this very day, the little muskrat has no fur on their tail. And in the twilight, when many are resting, you might see little muskrat hard at work, a great helper. And if you stay out a bit longer, you might hear brother and sister wolf calling far in the distance and see the stars begin to shine above, reminding us that we ourselves are a part of creation and are to care for each other and all our relations.
This is Turtle Island. Our home.
The winters of my childhood were long, long seasons. We lived in 3 places: the school, the church, and the skating rink. But our real life, it was on the skating rink. Real battles were won on the skating rink. Real strength appeared on the skating rink, and the real leaders showed themselves on the skating rink.
Face off!
School was a sort of punishment. Parents always wanted to punish their children, and school, that was the most natural way of punishing us. However, school was also a quiet place. where we could prepare for the next hockey game and lay out our next strategies. As for church, we found there the tranquility of God. There, we forgot school and dreamed about the next hockey game. Through our daydreams, it might happen that we would recite a prayer. We would ask God to help us play as well as Maurice Richard. I remember very well the winter of 1946. We all wore the same uniform as Maurice Richard. It was the red, white, and blue uniform of the Montreal Canadiens. The best hockey team in the world. We all combed our hair like Maurice Richard. And to keep it in place, we used a kind of glue. A great deal of glue. We laced our skates like Maurice Richard. We taped our sticks like Maurice Richard. We cut his pictures out of all the newspapers. Truly, we knew everything there was to know about him. On the ice, when the referee blew his whistle, the two teams would rush at the puck. We were 5 Maurice Richard against 5 other Maurice Richard throwing themselves on the puck. We were all 10 players wearing the uniform of the Montreal Canadiens, all with the same burning enthusiasm. We all wore the famous number 9 on our backs. How could we forget that? One day, my Montreal Canadiens sweater was too small for me, and it was ripped in several places. My mother, she said, "If you are going to wear that old sweater, people are going to think we are poor." Then she did whatever she did whenever we needed new clothes. She started to look through the catalog that the Eaton Company sent us in the mail from Montreal every year. My mother was proud. She never wanted to buy our clothes at the general store. The only clothes that were good enough for us were the latest styles from the Eaton catalog. My mother, she did not like the order forms that were included in the catalogue. They were written in English, and she did not understand a single word of it. So, to order my hockey sweater, she did what she always did. She took out her writing pad and wrote in her fine school teacher's hand. Dear Monsieur Eaton, would you be so kind as to send me a Canadian's hockey sweater for my son, Roche, who is 10 years old and a bit tall for his age. Dr. Robitaille thinks he's a little too thin. I am sending you $3. Please send me the change if there is any. I hope your packing will be better than last time. Monsieur Eaton answered my mother's letter promptly. And 2 weeks later, we received the sweater! It's here. That day, I had one of the greatest disappointments of my life. Instead of the red, white, and blue Canadian sweater, Monsieur Eaton had sent the blue and white sweater of the Toronto Maple Leafs. I had always worn the red, white, and blue sweater of the Montreal Canadiens. All my friends wore the red, white, and blue sweater. Never had anyone worn the Toronto sweater. Besides, the Toronto team was always being beaten by the Canadiens. With tears in my eyes, I found the strength to say, I will never wear that uniform. My boy, my mother said, first, you are going to try it on. If you make up your mind about something before you try it, you won't go very far in this life. My mother had pulled the white Toronto Maple Leaf sweater over my head. Then she put my arms in it, carefully pulled the sweater down, and smoothed the maple leaf crest right in the middle of my chest. I was crying, I cannot wear that! Why not? It is a perfect fit. Maurice Richard would never wear it. Well, you're not Maurice Richard. Besides, it's not what you put in your back that matters. It's what you put inside your head. You'll never make me put in my head to wear Toronto Maple Leafs. My mother, she sighed in despair and explained to me, if you don't keep this sweater which fits you perfectly, I'll have to write to Monsieur Eaton and explain that you don't want to wear the Toronto sweater. Monsieur Eaton understands French perfectly, but he's English, and he's going to be insulted because he likes the Toronto Maple Leafs. If he's insulted, do you think he'll be in a hurry to answer us? It will be spring before you play a single game, just because you don't want to wear that nice blue sweater. So, I had to wear the Toronto Maple Leafs sweater. When I arrived at the skating rink in my blue sweater, all the Maurice Richards in their red, white, and blue came one by one and looked at me. The referee blew his whistle, and I went to take my usual position. The coach came over and told me I would be on the second line. A few minutes later, the second line, it was called. I jumped onto the ice. The maple leaf sweater weighed on my shoulders like a mountain. The captain came again and told me to wait. He'd need me later on defense. By the third period, I still had not played. Then, one of the defensemen, he was hit on the nose with a stick. And it started to bleed. I jumped onto the ice. My moment had come. He said there were already 5 players on the ice. That was too much. It was too unfair. This is persecution, I shouted, and it's just because of that blue sweater. I crashed my stick so hard against my knee that it broke. I bent down to pick up the pieces. When I got up, the young curate, on skates, was standing in front of me.
My child, he said, just because you are wearing a new Toronto Maple Leafs sweater, it doesn't mean you're going to make the laws around here. A good boy never loses his temper. So you take off your skates and go to the church and ask God to forgive you.
Wearing my Toronto Maple Leafs sweater, I went to church, where I prayed to God